Good afternoon, everyone. This is Holly Hamilton, Director of Meteorology at the Turks and Caicos Islands Airports Authority and Turks and Caicos Islands National Weather Service. Here today bringing you the tropical weather briefing, Friday, September 6th, which will be valid through next Friday, September 13th. So starting out with the surface analysis to just take a look of what we have going out there in the region. Um, the main features that we're looking at is a tropical wave here in the central Atlantic. Another tropical wave here just east of the Eastern Caribbean. There's another tropical wave right here over Belize. And there's a low pressure here in the Gulf of Mexico. That's an important feature that we're watching here in the tropics right now. And then also this low pressure here um, east of the eastern US coast. Um, the high pressure ridging still remains to be the dominant pattern, especially impacting the Turks and Caicos Islands, which we're located right here. So taking a look at the satellite imagery, again, pinpointing those features that we're watching in the region right now. That low pressure here in the Gulf of Mexico that's producing a lot of showers and thunderstorms in that area. That's being monitored now by the National Hurricane Center. Low potential of it developing into a tropical cyclone, but still that could produce a lot of rainfall for the Texas and Louisiana area. Then that low pressure that we saw on the surface chart east of the US, you see that circulation here. And there also a lot of convection, showers and thunderstorm associated with that system. That tropical wave that was located here, just over Belize area, we see a lot of disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with that. And then that tropical wave that was located east of the Eastern Caribbean, again, we're seeing a lot of disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with that, and also an upper level system, um, an upper level disturbance, also generating some showers and thunderstorms as well. So going in and looking at the tropical weather outlook now, we see 4 areas that are being monitored by the National Hurricane Center. And it's quite a reminder that we are well into the peak of the season right now. This is September. So quite a bit of activity, even though quite low potential of them developing into a tropical cyclone, but pretty much a reminder that, we are in the active part of the season right now. So the first disturbance that we were looking at in the Gulf of Mexico, disturbance 1. Again, there's showers and thunderstorms associated with that low pressure and weak frontal boundary. That has a low potential of developing into a tropical cyclone, 10% chance through the next 7 days. Then disturbance number 2 is that low pressure east of the US. Again, showers and thunderstorms associated with that, but quite a low potential of that developing, a 20% chance of that developing into a tropical cyclone as it moves into much cooler waters. Thirdly, the tropical wave. That actually, if you watched last week, was that tropical wave that was moving into the Caribbean Sea that at the time had a medium chance of developing. So now it has propagated all the way to the Western Caribbean now, impacting Belize. And it just never quite got itself organized, being embedded in those fast-paced trade winds, easterly trade winds. It just never got the chance to organize into a system, but they're still monitoring it here now because as it crosses over the Yucatan Peninsula and into the Gulf of Mexico, it could end up in a little bit more favorable conditions where it can potentially develop into a tropical cyclone. So again, a 20% chance of that developing in the next 7 days. And then there's an elongated area of or trough of low pressure in the Atlantic. And there's a low potential of that developing in the next 7 days as it meanders here in the Atlantic and then advance northwestwards up through the Atlantic. So that will be one to watch to see how it progresses into next week. So looking at the winds and waves for the next 5 days, we see the high pressure ridging remaining. This is the 24-hour forecast for Saturday. We see that high pressure ridging remaining the dominant pattern. This is Turks and Caicos here. Gentle to moderate easterly winds blowing across the area. Seas of 3 to 5 feet, and obviously shallower on the southern side of the archipelago. Going into Sunday, going throughout the weekend, we pretty much see this pattern remaining. Just marking out that orange line here that represents that tropical wave, which was east of the Eastern Caribbean, advancing now into the Caribbean Sea. And by Monday, it's approaching the Turks and Caicos Islands. So we could be expecting some showers, um, wet weather with that system approaching the Turks and Caicos Islands into early next week. And then again, seas about 3 to 5 feet over the ocean. Winds again staying gentle to moderate and subsiding a bit going into mid next week to 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. So just to quickly summarize, winds will be gentle to moderate throughout the period. There's no swells, so no major marine conditions. And weather, the hot and humid conditions will persist with that high pressure ridging pattern kind of, maintaining its presence throughout the week. But we can have occasional showers over the weekend. And then with that tropical wave approaching the Turks and Caicos Islands early next week, again, some enhanced rain activity with that. So that's your tropical weather briefing for today. And join us next week, Friday, September 13th at 1 o'clock for the tropical weather briefing again to see what's going on in the region and get also a bit of a take of how Turks and Caicos will be impacted by that. So until then, you have a great weekend and a great week.